Cynthia, thank you so much for being here. Before we start even discussing what we're here and what's the main idea behind interviewing you, if I may say, you have incredible energy. I already feel at peace when I'm actually around you. So, thank you very much for taking the time to actually be part of our podcast series called Future of Fashion.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's my pleasure.
And my first question to our lovely conversation, it's in regards to your journey with your brand, which we have here with us. So, as part of your journey with Arcas-Borghy, in the beginning of the moment of the inspiration, which is coming from your personal story shared with your son, can you tell us more about that experience and how it created and influenced the idea to create a brand which is focused on plant-based sustainable meaning?
Thank you again. It's very important to have this opportunity to share. I believe in human connections, in evolutions, all the things we learned from our ancestors, even from the people we don't know, but they affect the way we live. And based on my own experience, since I became mother, my life changed completely, as for most of moms, dads. But the most important thing for me was trying to give something better to my son. And I think what we have in life comes so many times from knowledge, not just from school, but also from the knowledge we received from our ancestors. And in that case, was very particular for me, very different, because my son brought me something new. He was just 6 years old, and then he said, he was mentioned before his bath that I was spending so much water, waiting for the water to warm up.
What a wise little young man.
And he looked to me and said, Mom, you told me when you're going to do something wrong, I can tell you. And that's not nice, because in the future, the next generations, they are not going to have the same quantity of water that we have today. And I was shocked, because I was like, what is he talking about? Until a few years ago, I think so many of us, all of us, we thought that the natural resources was always in abundance and unlimited. And that's not true.
No.
Natural resources, they are limited. And we really needed to be aware of this. I was not. And then the next day I went to his school, talked to his teacher, and trying to understand what she was teaching. And it was like blowing my mind and was amazing. So warmed my heart, and I said, wow, I thought I was helping him, teaching him everything. But there's so many things we can learn from the young, very young kids. And this is one of the things I decided to put in my collection. So I started to accept that I didn't know. I didn't know so many things. And from there, opened my mind and I started to look for what more. What else I didn't know, and I could learn and I could improve in the line and also in my personal life.
That's so inspiring. And I think, to your point, we learn every day. And as we used to say, we learned until we die.
Yeah.
So that's very inspiring how your son has planted this idea in your mind and you've decided to explore it.
Yeah.
And to expand a new level of opportunities. Can I please ask you to tell me a little bit about your collection? Because we have 3 different types of designs. Can you just give me an overview of what we have here with us today?
First of all, in all designs, my priority is to have natural materials, very and make the shoes very comfortable. So in all of them, you are gonna find something in common. That's recycled materials, regenerated, like we like to say, because waste is a mistake of a design. So if we design to not wasted products, we can come from the end to the beginning of the, they call design thinking. So you think before you do. So you plan the entire life of the product and then you do it. To recycle, to understand what type of materials you prefer to avoid, to avoid waste and create a very like infinite cycle, circular economy.
That's wonderful. And to your point, I think indeed, not only with fashion, but with sustainability, we will talk about inclusivity as well. We need to put first consideration before we put action. I think overall, if every single industry, which is pretty much connected, do that and follow the same way of thinking, I think world will be much better place. Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. And it's from what you say, for example, we all have so many things in common. We need water, we need food, we need things that are going to enhance our health, not to make us sick. And unfortunately, we don't have this reality.
No.
And individuals like me, you, we need to think because we're not afraid to think outside the box. We're not afraid to say, I don't know, can you help me? Can I learn? For example, when I start to do something that I feel, it's connecting the five senses. So if you touch here, you can feel the cotton, you can feel the rubber, and it's very comfortable. And
It looks very stylish and very comfortable, I must say. And I can see how it looks from the inside as well.
yeah, and there's something you cannot see. They call the sole, that's not outside, but inside the sole of the shoes. And it's coconut. Normally, it's has plastic inside to like the make the shoe very sturdy, very hard, so you cannot even walk properly. But with the way I made, and I create also a patent, we put coconut fiber inside, and it's very comfortable.
I'm thinking now of so many people who have so many medical conditions and they can't walk. Um, Personally, because every single shape and size of the way your bones are even structured, sometimes they change. They got a bit further, or just I think literally it's just the way we walk, and especially women. We walk on high heels all the time. On your weekends, you want to wear something comfortable that you can enjoy going to the park and you just feel like basically you're barefoot. Let's say it like that.
Exactly. And for example, I made these shoes also. I don't wear socks. And I make to people who also do not want to wear socks.
Yeah.
So you can put barefoot and you have enough space to feel the position of all your toes inside without feeling them very tight. And on the other hand, not so large, it's not like barefoot shoes, but you feel like.
This is actually making me laugh inside because we're gonna funny a little bit about this, but a personal story. Hopefully, my mother is not gonna be too upset with that, but she doesn't like to wear socks. So this will be perfect for her.
Oh, that's
because some
amazing.
people they don't like wearing socks, for example.
Yeah.
They have this, I don't know, kind of disgust, just.
But you know what? It's also sensory.
Yes.
Because almost all the socks that is in the market and our shoes that we wear has very synthetic materials like polyester
Yes.
that makes your feet very hot and sweating a lot. And in this case, you can put your hands here and you can press. You're gonna feel. I made with a cork. That's another natural. That's why our sneakers are plant-based, and we use the cork just to make the feet, all the sweat being absorbed, all the water being absorbed by the cork, and then doesn't smell. You have no bad smell. This is really
That's
good.
very good. That's very good to know and very good to actually outline at the moment. Oh no, that's wonderful.
And you see so many colors is because
Yes.
we prioritize recycled cotton. So we put all together, all the fibers, and then you see these colorful dots.
And it can go with so many outfits. I can already see it.
Yeah.
You can go a bit more formal, a bit more informal, however you like. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for the presentation, Cynthia.
Welcome.
I guess my final question would be for a message to the audience, for the message to the people that we discuss, and in general the society that needs to be a bit more mindful. They need to put considerations first and then actions. What would you advise the people in general, the emerging brands now, the designers, the fashion students, what exactly they need to be focusing on, and what kind of steps they might consider in their fashion journey?
That's an amazing question. Um, I think first of all, we are all human, and we live in a very competitive culture, society. Doesn't matter where is the country, everywhere became the same, very similar. And I believe one of the first things, and it's also the base of my company. Also, I made this book for kids. The main thing, in my opinion, is the heart. So because of business, of competitive, so many things that's part of our societies, we lost the connection with the heart. So everything we think has to come, I believe, from the heart. And then you think how you're going to impact Earth, how you're going to impact everybody's life, because everything we do has been extracted from nature. And after we're done, I put in the trash, but the trash goes away from our house, but doesn't go away from our planet. So goes to somewhere. And this place that we live, Earth, it's already full of trash. So we need to understand how we can minimize our impact as designers, as creators, as innovators. We need to understand that first of all, what we do, and even though if it's little, even though if it's just a talk, impact one to another. As you said, you just were next to me like I'm with you. We feel our energy. We feel our intentions, our hearts. So we have been impacted so much by one choice, everything that happens during the day. But then when we create things, I believe we have to be mindful to think it has to be beautiful, has to create so many different impacts in the industry, but we need to think about the future. What else is going to be? How much water I'm saving, how much materials I'm saving, and how much waste we are not producing. So after all the customers use the shoes, I recommend that they give back the old shoes for us so we can be responsible to recycle them properly.
That's a very strong message, and thank you so much. I believe your words will reach the right audience. And you've definitely made an impact with this interview. So I really thank you for your presence.
And something I would like to say, we should listen more to kids, I think. We have the answers for so many things, but if we are open to just listen, you know, without judgment, I think they can give so many keys for us to improve, to create different things.
Indeed, young
Thank
children, they hold the knowledge indeed, and we just need to listen, I think, everyone with open eyes and ears and be ready for new ideas, because you never know when the next opportunity will come
Yeah.
on the horizon, especially in the fashion industry. We see and we hear bright minds every day.
It's amazing. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
It was a
It was a
pleasure.
pleasure. Thank you.